guys, how are y'all doing? I hope y'all had a great month of November. I don't think I filmed at all in the month of November, which is pretty typical for me. I kind of go in spurts with filming for BookTube. Typically the month of October is a really exciting reading month for me, so I will film a lot more in October than pretty much the rest of the year. I did do a lot of reading in November though. Some books I loved and some books I really hated. But for this video, I think I just wanted to sit down and chat with you guys and talk about my November and what I did, things I loved, instead of doing a book review kind of wrap up thing, because I really do suck at book reviews. I don't really enjoy doing them, and so I think I would just rather have it more of a casual chat kind of thing. And I'm sitting outside right now watching the ducks. I've let them out of their pen and they're free ranging out in the yard, and they need to be watched while they're out here because, you know, predators and whatnot. So you might hear them in the background rustling around in the leaves or quacking. So the month started out with nonfiction November. At least that's how it started for me. I decided I was gonna try nonfiction November since I don't really read nonfiction. I will link my video where I'm talking about it up in the card area. I'll just give you a quick little rundown of the nonfiction books that I read. Okay, so the first book I picked up, and I'm sorry I don't have these books anymore, maybe I'll post a picture of them somewhere, but I had to return them to the library already. The first book I started was one called Disclosure. I can't remember the name of the author, but like I said, I'll post a picture, maybe there. I read the first 2 chapters of this book. I absolutely loved the writing style. I thought it was going to be one of my favorite books with the way that it was written. I really liked where it was going. But it went into some political things that I just did not want to think about or care about. I think a lot of us are feeling just really kind of overwhelmed with all of the stuff going on politics-wise in the world, and I read to escape from life, and I really don't want to be reading about any of that. So I put it down and I'm done with that book. And I picked up Troublemaker by Leah Remini, picture here. I loved this book. This book was so good. Leah Remini is so funny and so entertaining. I absolutely love everything about her. The book started out from her early childhood and worked its way through her whole life. It included from, you know, her early acting career, how she got into Scientology, and her life in Scientology. She made fun of herself in the book. She was hard on herself. She definitely wasn't a type of person who was blaming everybody else for whatever her problems were. She took a lot of self-accountability, and I really appreciated that. She had a really hard life, and she went through a lot of things that I didn't know about her, and I just thought everything about her life is fascinating, and I really like her as a person. If you are interested in Scientology, or even interested in just acting and Hollywood and how the process of Hollywood works, I totally recommend this book. It was very fast-paced, it was very entertaining, and I loved it. The next book I picked up was a thriller, and it's one that I own. It is The Couple Next Door by Sherry LaPena. This book, oh my word, I loved this book so much. This book was a roller coaster. Every page turn was like, what? I cannot believe this just happened. It was one of those books where something major happens at the end of every page and it forces you to just keep reading. I could not put this down. I think I finished this book in a day, and I am the slowest reader in the world. This book had me on the edge, kept going back and forth with whodunit. Yeah, it was definitely a whodunit book. It's basically this couple goes to a birthday party next door. It's townhomes that are connected, and they didn't want to take their 10-month-old baby with them, so they took the baby monitor so they could, you know, hear if the baby's crying. And when they go back home at like midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning, the baby is gone. And the book basically starts from there. It starts out very fast-paced from the first page. You are hooked into this story. I was absolutely shocked. I was emotionally just traumatized from reading this book. It was so good. She wrote another book called A Stranger in the House that came out in August, and I cannot wait to pick that one up. I plan on getting it really soon. I'll probably read it maybe in January. I don't want to read a thriller in December, but I loved this book. And I went to Barnes & Noble. I picked up a Christmas romance book by Debbie McComber. I have the book. It's in the house. I forgot to bring it outside, and I forget what it's called. Christmas in Alaska. That's what it's called. And it was 2 stories in the book, 2 separate stories that she wrote years ago, and they were about weddings that take place in Alaska. I've never read any books by Debbie McComber before, but I have been watching a lot of the Hallmark Christmas movies in the month of November. There go the ducks. And she wrote a story called Trading Christmas, or what was it? Something like that, and I really liked it. That so far has been my favorite Hallmark Christmas movie that I've seen this year, and I have seen a lot. Too many, probably, but so anyway, I picked up Debbie McComber. I read it. I liked the book a lot. It was very fast-paced for me. I forget sometimes how much I like romance. I don't think there's a lot of romance books on BookTube, and you know, when I watch BookTube videos, I kind of get sucked into what everybody else is reading, and I forget the stuff that I really enjoy to read. So yeah, I really love romance books, and whenever I pick them up, I tend to go through them pretty quickly. Even though I'm a slow reader, for whatever reason, I tend to kind of fly through romance novels. Maybe because they're just easier to read, I don't know, but I really do like them. So yeah, I liked her book. I ended up getting a bunch more of her books on my Kindle. And then yesterday I went to my library, and I think I picked up 5 or 6 more Christmas romance books because I cannot get enough of them. And like I said, I'm watching a shit ton of the Hallmark Christmas movies. If you guys are watching these movies, let me know which one is your favorite so far. Alright, and I think the last thing I want to talk about is what I watched. And I think what I watched is what everybody watched. And if you can't tell, that would be Stranger Things. Wearing my new favorite clothing item of all time. This basically is me. It's my life. I'm very slow to wake up. So yeah, I love this shirt. I love the show. I thought I wasn't going to be able to watch the 2nd season because our internet at our house is so shitty. I'm not able to use my Wi-Fi here to watch Netflix. It just loads and loads and loads and never plays. And so I was really distraught over not being able to see the 2nd season. I did buy the 1st season on DVD, and we rewatched that. Then we figured out how to use my phone as a mobile hotspot for the Netflix. That was freaking amazing. I'm so excited that we figured that out, because now I can watch all of my favorite shows. It does suck up my data, but I don't care. It was totally worth it. Yeah, basically we spent the month of November watching the 1st season again, and we watched the entire 2nd season. I loved it. It was amazing. I think I liked it even more than the 1st season, and I cannot wait for next year, for the next season to come out. Yeah, it was everything I thought it could be. I think that's all I've got for you guys. Oh, wait, no. I have got news for you guys. Well, anybody who saw my video about the laundry room of doom and wanted an update, I have got an update for you guys. Okay, so let me give anybody who's watching this and has no idea what I'm talking about a short little idea of what this is about. Anyway, before we moved into the house that we moved into, we went and looked at another house that's 1, 2, 3, 4 houses down, I think. And basically, me and my daughter believed that house was haunted and evil and wanted no parts of it. Especially the area around the laundry room was incredibly uncomfortable and sinister feeling, and it scared the crap out of us, and we would not let my husband buy that house, so we ended up buying the house that we're in. Okay, so here's the update on the scary house. 2 weekends ago, we got invited to dinner at the scary house's neighbor's house. Okay, so this house was like 3 doors down, and the scary house is 4 doors down. So anyway, we were all talking about different people in the neighborhood, different things that have gone on over the years, because the people who we went to dinner at, they've been here for 8 years. And so I asked them how it was living next to the scary house, if anything weird has ever gone on in that house, if there was ever any issues with that house, has anybody died in that house. And the woman didn't know my full reaction to that house. I just told her that we went and looked at it and I thought it was haunted. I didn't say anything else. So she told me that she had a friend of hers who was moving back here from Germany and he needed to find a place to live quickly. The house next door to them, the scary house, had gone up for rent and she wanted her friend to live next door to them because they're friends. Anyway, so he gets into town and they go to the scary house to check it out. And she told me, and these are the words that she used, she told me that that house is angry and that there is something wrong with the land that that house is on. So she told me that as soon as they walked into the house, the hairs on the back of her neck stood up and she felt completely uncomfortable and she felt like there was a presence in that house that did not want her there. And then she proceeded to tell me that there was something really wrong with that laundry room. And I basically like grabbed onto her and I was like, wait, say that again. And I tapped on my husband's shoulder because he was talking to the husband and I'm like, listen to this, listen to what she said. And she was like, yeah, there was something really wrong with that laundry room. I don't know what it was, but I couldn't go in there. And I'm like, you have got to be shitting me. So anyway, she wouldn't let her friend rent that house. She didn't want him to live there because she said the house was too angry. So how crazy is that, right? I mean, that is insane. I can't believe that there's so many people that had the same reaction to that laundry room. She said, as far as she knows, nothing has actually happened in that house, but she was talking about how old area this is that we're in. We live in an area where there were a lot of different Native Americans. There were Civil War battles and Revolutionary War battles all around this area. I bet if I took a metal detector out in my woods, I would find all kinds of cool stuff. But yeah, she said that she really thinks that there's something wrong with the land that the house is on, and I could not agree more with her. And the weekend after, my husband and I were walking our dog out in the road in front of the house, and the scary house neighbors were actually driving by, and my husband had met that guy, so they knew each other, and so he stopped his car and started talking to Grant, and then I got to meet the wife. So my husband asked them, how's it going? How are they liking living here? Because we both moved in around the same time, and they both said that they're ready to put their house on the market and leave. They said that they have been warring with all of their neighbors, that kids are constantly coming on their property and tormenting them. Their dogs are miserable. They are miserable. There's something wrong in this area and they do not want to be in the neighborhood. I don't know if they realize that it's actually their house, but to them, it's the whole neighborhood is awful. And I actually live in a really nice neighborhood. I've met a lot of the neighbors and everybody here is so friendly and so great. And we know some of the same people, but to them, it's like they're being attacked. They feel like they're being attacked here, which is so bizarre to think of. So yeah, I think that there's just a lot of, like that lady said, there's a lot of anger at that house. And I don't know if it makes them lash out at people or it makes people lash out at them because of the house. I don't know what the deal is, but that house is jacked up. But the couple that live there are super nice and I like them a lot, and we exchanged phone numbers and I said that we need to get together for dinner. So I do plan on trying to get some more information out of them soon in the future, and when I do, I will let you guys know if there's anything new that I can tell you. So yeah, I knew some of you guys would be interested in the update of that house and some stuff that I found out. It is so freaking creepy, right? Oh, it's so creepy. All right, guys, I have talked for a good long time. I'm gonna run out of battery, so I'm gonna go ahead and go. Let me know your thoughts on this creepy house situation down below. I would love to continue this conversation because, yeah, I love this shit. Anyway, I hope you all had a great month. I hope you all have a great day, and I will see you guys later. Bye.